In minor mistakes made at my job news, a clerical error has led to a murder suspect accidentally being released from jail. You know, we were supposed to keep the murder suspect in jail, but you know, we made a little oopsie doopsies on the forms and the records. So we indicated, yeah, there's no particular reason this person should be in jail. Just simply let them go. A little oopsie doopsies on the entry form. Well, some of those job errors are more expensive and more costly than others. Let's learn a little bit about this minor clerical mistake. Kevin Masson, who is 28, is charged with murder in a shooting in Minneapolis. He's been out since September 11th of this year. He had been out until September 11th of this year when he was captured by the U.S. Marshal Service in Indianapolis. Huzzah! You know, he had been out and about, just out there in the world doing his thing. You know, being a person who is evading justice, and the Marshal Service kicking ass decides to finally find him and arrest him September 11th. And he's taken to Marion County Jail. However, he was inadvertently released from the jail 2 days later and has been on the run ever since. Minor oopsie doopsies. This person who is a murderer, you know, a person who is a scofflaw, a person who is evading justice, caught by the marshals, but 2 days later, you know, just let him out the front door. No problem there. After 2 years of dodging the murder charge out of Minnesota, Kevin had been taken into justice. Despite the charge, his stay in jail was short-lived. He strolled out of jail 2 days later due to a minor clerical error. Oopsie doopsies. He is now also, once again, being hunted down. Now the Marion County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals are searching for Mason, described as 5'9" black male weighing 205 pounds with a cross tattoo under his right eye and sub tattooed on his chest. He also has a neck tattoo. According to the police, I want to reassure you and the public, there's been a round-the-clock manhunt that's been underway. We'll not rest until he's recovered. Hopefully this time they'll be able to hold on to him for a little bit longer. The police say that the agency waited a week to alert to the public, so we didn't even tell the public about it for a full week because we wanted the tactical advantage of Mason not knowing the cops were looking for him. Really? Really? We didn't tell the public because we wanted the guy not to know the police were looking for him? He's a murder suspect. I think he might think that, you know, maybe there might have been a mistake and the police might be looking for them. The police, trying to justify not alerting the public to all this for a whole week, say they've used the time, the quietness of the situation, not to run him further underground. Sure. It has nothing to do with the egg on your face, I am quite sure. So how did this little oopsie doopsies happen? Well, according to the police, Mason had 3 different warrants from 3 different law enforcement agencies. He's not wanted just on the murder. There are other charges, unsurprisingly enough. A hold basically means that the inmate should be remaining in jail. A jail clerk saw 3 holds and eliminated 2 of them on September the 12th, thinking they were duplicates. So he has 3 different holds because there are 3 different warrants. Okay? Hold him for this reason, hold him for this reason, hold him for this reason. Some clerk over here said, oh my God, 2 of these are duplicates. We don't need it. We don't need the same thing 3 times. I'll just eliminate 2 of them. But they weren't duplicates. They were just for different charges. So the jail clerk just says, I'll just wipe off those duplicates off the books. We don't need them on the record. Okay. Then the authorities in Minnesota waived extradition with respect to the 3rd case. So, you know, he was wanted for a whole bunch of reasons. The jail clerk wiped 2 of them off the books because they're mere duplicates. And then in the 3rd case, Minnesota said, we don't want to extradite him for that case. Well, if you don't want to extradite him, right, we don't have any cause to hold him in our jail. We were merely holding him for you, right? We were merely holding him for you. So if you don't want to extradite him, we have no cause to hold him anymore. So we'll just simply let him go because the only hold left has been removed from the books. A little minor oopsie doopsies. The police saying this was an error that should not have happened. Yeah, a little bit of minor mistake. At Wednesday's press conference, the sheriff said officials realized their mistake about 6 hours after he walked out of jail. He said after he was released, he called his girlfriend for a ride. She later bought a new cell phone, went to Walmart to buy men's underwear and a travel kit, and got an oil change. How pragmatic, right? How pragmatic. So apparently he has a ride or die. It's like, baby, can you pick me up? Despite the fact I'm a wanted murderer, sure can, no problem. I mean, you know, where are women this loyal in my life is what I want to know right about now. That's what I want to know. Forrestall said the woman's actions are the kind of disgusting type of behavior you expect to see when you're assisting a criminal. Although strictly speaking at this point, I'm not even sure we can charge her with anything, to be quite honest. Because is she an accessory after the fact? Not really, because, well, he had been arrested and then he'd been let go and she's just like helping him get some things. So I'm not even sure that we can charge her with anything because of how well this is going. The sheriff's office added they've been tracking the woman since they learned of Mason's accidental release, but they haven't seen her with Mason. They also have a few homes under surveillance, but you know, the guy's nowhere to be seen. The woman has apparently been arrested on assisting a criminal and is not cooperating. You know, I'm not sure she's guilty. I'm not sure this is a valid charge. She's been in charge of assisting a criminal. How would she know he's a criminal? He went to jail and then you released him from jail and he's like, okay, I guess he's just not in jail anymore. I mean, who am I to question the wisdom of the police in the jail? I don't think this is a valid charge. I think this might be a bogus charge over here. Police desperately trying to save face. Forstall defended the agency's decision to wait 6 days to tell the public, saying they used covert operations. Now they plan to be more overt because they believe he's still in Indianapolis. If he's still in Indianapolis, he's not paying attention. Our plan is to look throughout the city with a uniform presence and make it uncomfortable for anyone who might be keeping him. So if someone wants to get him out of their house, sit him on the front porch and we'll come by. When we knock, we're not going to knock the way we usually do. Wow. I mean, I have to say, personally, roll a nat 1 on that intimidation check. You know, just sit him out on the front porch and we'll get him as we're driving by. I'm not feeling particularly intimidated, police. This does not put the fear of God in me. Wow, you guys are really stellar. Mason, for his part, is charged in the 2021 shooting of a guy named Dontavius Catchings. Catching was killed in a shootout outside a memorial for another shooting victim. So he went to a memorial for a shooting victim and became a shooting victim himself. Does that mean that the second memorial goes up at the same place? And then we can just have a spiraling thing? How does that work? Anyways, the Hennepin County District Attorney's Office charged him with second-degree murder about 2 months later. The two Marion jail clerks who made the error have since been fired. For just a simple clerical mistake, they were fired? That's not nice at all. Forstall chalked the clerk's errors up to being overworked and underpaid. Martin says they believe Mason has been living in the Indianapolis area since 2021. Minneapolis police say at the time of the shooting that he may have fled to Florida. We believe he's evaded law enforcement since 2021. We believe that because he's pretty good at what he does. Apparently he's so good at what he does, he can literally walk outside the front door. That's how good he is. So fun. Catching's sister told Indianapolis affiliates that the release is unacceptable. Some people are not really thrilled with letting the wanted murderer simply just walk out the door, saying, quote, for 27 months, I've been trying to get some kind of justice, and now I feel like we're back at square one. I feel like it's not only Indiana's fault, it's Minnesota's fault as well. Well, no, this is more Indiana's fault, to be quite honest. Thus, that brings us to the end of the case of Kevin Mason, 28, pictured here, wanted for murder. He had been arrested by the U.S. Marshals and sent to jail. Huzzah! And then a clerk said, hey, I see 3 holds. 3 holds. Those seem like duplicates. Why do we need to have 3 holds? Just 1 will be fine, and just eliminated 2 of them. It just kind of arbitrarily. And the third one, Minneapolis is like, we don't want to export him on that. We don't want to go through the process of getting him on that charge. And so they're like, well, there's no reason to hold him out. He goes the door. So he's out and about. We've arrested the girlfriend for accessory, which I think is a bogus charge, because how is she possibly supposed to know she's assisting a criminal? Because, I mean, you're the ones who let him out the door. So we're arresting her because I guess we're desperate to save face, and the guy is out and about and just, free as a bird. So maybe next time, try to hold him in jail. That's the key. You take him to jail and then you hold him in jail. That was the key that was neglected in this case. But until next time, I've been Uncivil Law, and I hope all is well, my friends. Cheers and goodbye.